Okay, stand out and face the crowd, guys. Stand in the line. Okay, this is our production of Nat Love, Western Hero. We've been working pretty hard on it. We lost a week, so we're a little behind, but it's okay. It'll turn out great. These guys have been working really hard on their part. So our cast is our first narrator is Elizabeth and Atreyu are the first narrators.
Nope.
Raise your hand.
Yeah, I'm not the first narrator. I'm the first narrator.
Yeah, you're first narrator. Second narrator is Amber and Lily. Raise your hand, guys. Okay, we have Nat Love. We have Elizabeth, Atreyu, Rowan, and Serenity is Nat Love. We have Miss Love is Lizzie. Mr. Williams is Carter. Serenity is the young girl. Ty is the trail boss. The first cowboy is Kinsey. Second cowboy is Rebecca. Third cowboy is Noah. Mason is the cookie. The mayor of Deadwood is Cooper. And Jasper's Matt Masterson. And then Travis is going to be our extra. Right? Okay. Okay. So, go ahead, guys. We'll get our play started. If you're going in the back, go in the back. First scene, get to where you're supposed to be. Remember, quiet around here. You put it on. Kenzie. Claire. I know there's lots of people, you know, you can talk to them after. Okay. Okay. Now remember the first scene was pretty good. The first one. Okay, quiet. Where is that? I don't know either, but I know you. This is quiet. And I feel free to give some notes. Okay? You can share when you come. Okay, we're ready to start. So quiet. Okay, go ahead. Take it away.
Back in the days of the Wild West, there was one cowboy who could outride, outrope, and outshoot all the rest. He was an African American whose name was Nat Love, but everyone called him by his nickname, Deadwood Dick. Nat spent most of his life gentling wild horses, cleaning cattle, and carrying spears across hundreds of miles of open prairie. Near the end of his life, Nat records all his adventures in an autobiography titled The Life and Adventures of Nat Love, better known as the Cattle Country Adventures. Many of the exciting adventures in its pages is read like tall tales right out of the Wild West.
I was born a slave in an old log cabin in Tennessee in 1854. I never knew the exact day of my birth because in those days, no one thought to keep track of slave babies' birthdays. My pa worked on a plantation owned by a white man named Robert Love. My mom was in charge of the kitchen in the big house.
When Nat turned 11, his life suddenly changed. The Civil War was over and Nat was now free. But freedom didn't make Nat's life much easier. His father died and the Love family was poor and hungry. Nat knew that his family's survival depended on him.
There's no food left in the cupboard, Ma. And all the money you and Pa made to save is gone. Someone's got to feed us, and I reckon that's me. How will you ever become special as Pa? You're too young and too small to work like a man. I may be young, but I'm free. I'll use my freedom to go out and get a job. I was talking to Mr. Brooks today. He promised to offer me a job, offer $1.50 a month. That's not important. It's not something better than nothing. I'll start to work tomorrow.
Your Pa would be proud of you. Someday you're going to grow to make something of yourself. I just know it.
That's exactly what I aim to do, Ma.
The very next day, Nat started his job. Soon he began bringing home some potatoes, bacon, cornmeal, and molasses. He worked for 6 days out of 7, and he always shared what he made with his mother and the other children. Then one Sunday, his day off, he found another job. This job was the start of his life as a cowboy. It all happened at a nearby horse ranch owned by Mr. Williams. Hey Nat, come on over here. I'd like to talk with you for a minute.
Sorry, Mr. Williams.
Look here now, I've got a bunch of wild horses that need gentling. Word has it that you're good with horses. People also say that there's not much that scares you.
Well, so horses don't scare me. Wild all the 10. And I wouldn't mind giving you a little extra money. Just lead me to the horse.
Tell you what, I'll give you 10 cents for each wild horse you can do for me.
You got yourself the deal. Just lead me to the horse.
Nat mounted one of Mr. Williams' wild horses and stuck to it like a leash. No matter how much the horse kicked and bucked it, Nat clung to his back. Mr. Williams and Nat were both happy with the deal they had made. From then on, Nat spent Sundays breaking in horses and earning 10 cents for each horse he gentled.
Then, one day, Mr. Williams talked to Dad about the wildest horse in the stable, a horse named Black Highwayman. Nobody had ever been able to stay on Black Highwayman's back long enough to ride him.
You've gentled a lot of horses for me in the past few months, but I've got one that's meaner and smarter than all the rest of them put together. For some reason, he just won't take to the feeling of human being on his back. Do you think you're ready to try to gentle Black Highwayman?
For sure, you know that I'll be willing to do it, but I'm not going to do it. And you know that I'll be willing to do it, but I'm not. And I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to do it for 10 cents.
Well, what amount of money do you have in mind?
I was thinking about 50 cents. You know, I'm taking quite a risk taking on a big horse like that.
It's a risk, all right, but 50 cents is too much. Would you be willing to do it for 15?
I value my life too much to throw it away for 15 cents. How about 25 cents paid in advance?
Deal, here's your money, and good luck.
Hey, Nat, don't try to ride that horse. You'll get yourself killed for sure.
It's too late. I just took the money, and I'm going to ride this horse, and it's the last thing I do.
Hey, look at that. He's doing it. That's climbing up on Black Highwayman's back. The second that Nat got on his back, Black Highwayman took off like a shot across the countryside. Nat knew he would either break the horse or break his neck. Hang on, Nat. Hang on, Nat.
I do.
He hung on for dear life himself. Finally, the horse wore itself out. With a big grin on his face, Nat brought the horse back to Mr. Williams' stable. Hooray! You did it! You really earned that 25 cents! But when Nat reached into his pocket to find his hard-earned money, it was gone. He had lost it on his wild ride.
Nat remained home with his family until he turned 15. About that time, he got the urge to go out and see the world. So he felt confident that he could take care of himself. So he said goodbye to his mother and headed out west. His destination was Dodge City, Kansas, located at the end of the western cattle trail. Dodge City has a reputation of being one of the roughest and toughest towns on the frontier. There, Nat met up with the trail boss and several cowboys from a big cattle spread in Texas.
Sir Tenderfoot, I can cut your news to these parts. Where are you from?
I was born and raised in the state of Tennessee, but ever since I can remember, I've always wanted to come out west to be a cowboy. That sounds like the kind of life for me.
Tennessee, you said, and you don't know a doggone thing about cattle raising or wild horses.
That's so, sir. I know that I've run the real wild horses in the background.
Horses like we have out here. Horses in the West City, water and meat, just like us cowboys.
That may be so, but I've never met a horse I could ride.
I tell you what, I got a horse called Good Eye over there in that corral. If you stick on it, you've got yourself a guaranteed job at the trail. And what's my outfit? Is it a deal?
You bet it's a deal, and here's my handshake on it. I'll saddle up that pony and take him for a little ride.
This should be fun to watch. The Tenderfoot doesn't know what he's in for.
He thinks he can just be a cowboy just back coming out west. Oh, good, I will teach Nat Love a lesson that I won't soon forget.
But before Nat got on the horse, another black cowboy by the name of Bronco Jim came over and gave Nat a few pointers about riding old Good Eye. Nat thanked him kindly and then swung one leg over the horse's back. Old Good Eye started to spuck like he was being stung by a swarm of hornets.
Oh no!
I said
It's a wild horse.
Die.
Okay, that's good. Now go right into there. There you go. Who's next?
Young next back to the Mad High Neck Saddle.
He's bouncing all right, but he's staying on. Nat stuck on until that horse grew too tired to bounce anymore. But later he admitted that it was the worst ride of his entire life.
The horse rattled every bone in my body and then some.
You did all right, Nat, and you earned yourself a place in this outfit.
The trail boss offered Nat a job that paid $30 a month, and Nat took him up on his offer immediately. He left Dodge City with the outfit and rode within the ranch in the Panhandle section of Texas.
Okay, come on. That's scene 3. Come on now. Another scene. Yeah. Oh, you guys can sit. Okay, scene 4. Barriers. Yep. Yep. Sweat. Are you mad? Okay.
Before long, Nat became one of the best cowhands in the West. He loved the wild and free life on the range. He was good at roping and riding and soon became an expert at recognizing hundreds of different prairies of livestock.
Nat, I hear from the rest of the boys that you've got a good eye for reading brand. Shucks, it's not that hard line. I can spell a double L
Cover, guys.
or a lazy Z from a mark from a mile away. Well, I'd like to put you in charge of reading brand for this outfit. It'll mean more to work, but it'll also mean a raise in pay.
So now work with the cowboys from other ranches during the roundups. Cattle from various ranches graze together on the range, but a few times each year they would be herded to a central place. There, cowhands from the different ranches would work together to sort them by brand, mark any new cows that have not yet been branded, and count to see how many head of cattle each branch had.
Without this kind of cooperation, the job would never have gotten done. Nat soon became well known among the other cowboys for his fair play and his skill at reading brands by everyone.
All branded. When is the next big cattle drive? Next week we have to drive nearly 1,000. Head on the Chisholm Trail. You'll have to be in the saddle pretty much night and day.
During the big cattle drives, the cowboys rode hundreds of miles. They herded the cattle, leading them across rivers, protecting them, and otherwise making sure they arrived at the end of the trail unharmed. It was exhausting work.
After a long day in the saddle, the cowboys gathered around the campfire and shared a meal and traded a few stories.
This is good job, because it's just what I need after 15 hours in the saddle. I put extra hot pepper in it just for you. I know you like it still hot and spicy. Mr. Scruffles, how that chili pepper helps keep you warm and tight on these cold nights? Speaking of cold nights, my blanket got soaked when we boarded the river this afternoon. Here, friend, take mine. I've got your hot pepper stew to keep me warm. Why, thanks. I heard you say you were a real compadre. Now I know it's true.
Say, Nat, I heard a story about you last spring. Some cowpunchers up north Wyoming way were talking about how you saved the buddies during a blizzard.
Oh, any other cowboy would have done the same. You see, my buddy and I were stuck in this big snowstorm without horses, and he got hurt. I just carried him a bit till we met up with help. If we cowboys don't stick together, none of us will survive.
cowboy was a rough life, all right, but nobody was better suited to it than Nat Love. He was good at riding, roping, and shooting, but best of all, he could think straight in a tight situation and find a way out of it.
That's thinking people will be feeling real handy one night on the Nebraska on the prairie in the Nebraska territory. Nat was standing watch with a couple other cowboys after a long day on the trail.
Look up at that big old moon. It sure puts me in mind of singing a song. Maybe you had better not. You might scare the cattle and they just gotta won't settle down for the night. I guess you're right. My singing never was initiated by man or beast. Why don't we all just sign in early? The sky is as clear as it can be. There's no chance of a storm spooking the herd, and there are too many of us for cattle wrestling to mess with. What do you say, Nat? Sorry, partner. I hate to disagree, but I say we keep watch. You never know what might happen up here on the prairie.
That's right, but surely it's a peaceful night. What could go wrong on a night like this? Well, boys, I'll take the first watch.
An hour later, Nat suddenly jumps out of his bedroll and looked to the north.
What's that noise in the distance? It sounds a lot like thunder.
I don't hear a thing. It's only your imagination. Just look up the sky. The snowstorm brewing tonight.
Well, that's right. There is a roaring sound coming from up north, but it's too loud and too steady to be thunder. It's buffalo, boys. There's a buffalo stinking heading right for us. We've got to get the cattle out of their way. Rouse up the hands and tell them to saddle up pronto. We've got to drive the cattle out of the path of those buffalo.
Okay, Jason. Hey, Buffalo.
Yeah,
It was some night, all right. Matt and the rest of the cowboys did all they could to move the cow. It was some night, all right. Matt and the rest of the cowboys did all they could to move the cattle out of the way. They even rode straight into the buffalo stampede, trying to the animals aside. After hours of riding and herding, it was all over.
Now that the dust has settled, Nat, can you give me some idea of just how bad things are? Well, sir, we only lost 5 head of cattle, but something worse happened. Calcius, that young cowherd who just got hired on, got thrown from his horse and was trampled to death by the buffalo.
that is the other counter. Here's how Matt and the other counter very tired and then with heavy hearts. They herded the cattle on
A few years later, in 1876, Nat's outfit got an order to deliver 3,000 head of cattle to Deadwood City in the Dakota Territory. It was a long ride. By the time the cowboys arrived in Deadwood, they were ready to celebrate.
That was just happening the next They planned to hold a big roasting function for all
years of tail pollution, I've never seen anyone handle a rope or a horse like you do.
You'd have to tie me up to keep me out of that competition, boss. I hear they rounded up the wildest broncos in the territory for us to ride.
You heard or read about that yeah. But there isn't a horse alive that you can't stick to once you've made your mind up. Matt entered the contest, but so did a lot of other cowboys. Each of them had to choose a wild bronco to rope and ride. The cowboy who finished the contest in the fastest time would be the winner. Well, 9 minutes flat, Nat roped through, tied, bridled, saddled, and mounted his bronco. Then he rode it until that horse was as tame as a kitten. No other cowboy even came close to his time. The crowd went wild with excitement.
Nat Love, the fairest town of Deadwood, would like to make you an honorary citizen. You've earned the title of Deadwood Dick, champion roper of the West.
I'm pleased and flattered that you give me a nickname in honor of this fine town, Deadwood Dick. That's a handle any cowhand would be proud to carry.
The day's not over yet, Nat. Deadwood. The shooting contest is coming up next. Are you going to win that one too?
I am giving my best shot, but there's some mighty mean competition ahead. I see my old pal Stormy Jim over there in the corral, and if I'm not mistaken, that's Pat Hornbill near the hitching post. I hear they never miss anything to aim at.
Come on, Deadwood Dick, show us how well you can shoot.
Well, not quite prove. Well, that proves that he was the best cowhand.
And then
I just got shot.
One with rifle and Colt 45 shooting contest.
Well, I suppose this makes you the official hero of Deadwood City. It is my pleasure to award you the $200 prize money.
Thank you kindly, Bear.
From that day on, Nat was known for the cow center.
14 more years, Nat rode the range as a cowboy. His life was filled with one adventure after another. Once he was captured by Indians. They respected the way he had fought, so they nursed his wounds and adopted him into the tribe. After some weeks, though, Nat made a daring escape, riding bareback for 100 miles to home in Texas. Another time, Nat almost froze to death during the prairie blizzard, but his luck and his courage pulled him through.
By 1890, the Old West was fading out of existence and was becoming the number chapter in the history of America. Now let's talk about this pastor of the old river fat Massachusetts, a famous sheriff of Dodge City.
It's real sad with the West. It's real sad what's happening to the West. The buffalo are all almost gone. And the houses are being built right smack dab in the middle of the trail where we used to drive herds of cattle up to Dodge City.
And I heard that the ranches are all fenced in with newfangled barbed wire, and almost all the cattle are shipped by rail nowadays.
I surely don't know what the West is coming to, but one thing's for certain. They don't need old cowboys like me anymore.
What are you going to do with yourself if your range riding days are over?
I'll tell you one thing I'm not going to do. I plumb refuse to sit around here and mope and grow old. I'm thinking about heading over to Denver, Colorado, and hunting down a job there. If the country's going to change, then I'm going to change with it.
You always were a fighter. Best of luck to you in Denver. Nat moved to Denver, leaving his cowboy life behind him forever. There he met the woman who's to become Mrs. Nat Love. They got married and settled down in Denver. A short while later, Nat took a job as a four-man porter on the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad. Soon he was rolling across the range behind an iron horse and kept riding it across the back of the hills.
As years passed, Nat often thought back of his days as a cowboy. He decided to write down all the experiences that had paved his way. The famous cowboy Deadwood
baby birds.
I, Nat Love, now my 54th year, hail, hearty, and happy, will ever cherish a fond and loving feeling for the old days on the range. It's exciting adventures, good horses, good and bad men, long, venturesome rides, and last but foremost, the friends I have made and the friends I have gained.
And so ends the story of Nat Love, better known in the cattle country as Deadwood Jim.